What's up, everybody? I am Steve, and with me, as always, is D, and you're
What's up,
watching
everybody?
Conversations with Cabys, the only show on the internet that doesn't take a mental health day. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks, I wasn't feeling it today. D hasn't gotten time to hit up the new tool, so we're putting part two of that off for right now. But I figured we talk about some music. I've been listening to some Greta Van Fleet and the not new Greta Van Fleet. But they came out with a new track, and I got that. I listened to that. And D's gonna just comment, I guess, huh?
I'm down for the conversation.
Look at
We
that. Look
got
at this marketing guru. Throw it in the conversation. I love it.
we
Bringing it
I
back.
got some different bands and things. We can pepper
Bitchin'.
in.
Good. Good, good. Lots of good stuff to
Um,
talk about.
so yeah, I'm ready to open it up for the topic of discussion. But before we get into music, though, I'm with you today. I wasn't feeling it today, but I physically wasn't feeling it. I had a pinched nerve. Didn't get shit for sleep last night
No
in my
shit.
shoulder.
No shit. Okay.
So I tried sleeping on the bed, couch, recliner, even the floor. Nothing was working. Got maybe 2 hours of sleep total.
Holy fuck. All right.
So I had Ben take my inspection today, and I said I'm just gonna.
D took a mental health day today. He took a body health day, a pinched nerve
Yeah,
health day. Wow.
I did.
I took a pinched nerve day today.
I did.
That sucks.
But anyways, I digress.
Mine's not really a mental health. I'm just not feeling it. I kind of like, I don't know, cold or something. There's some shit going around from what I hear, which is also an interesting thing to talk about. But I've been noticing weird shit like colds and flus and like, the season of said items. Obviously, it's called the season for a reason, but generally
Tis the
you think
season.
tis the season. Generally, you think that season is more regionally locked, right? Um, but yeah, like from Australia to fucking LA, you got people with just colds and I mean, there's a lot of con crud going around, and a lot of people who go to the. I mean, the con season's about over, but con crud, everybody gets sick when they go to con because you fucking everybody's. You get to
It's a
interact
sea of
with
people.
everything. See ya, people. See ya, germs. New
Yeah,
germs, old germs. Everybody's got germs.
new
So
germs you've never heard of
right,
before.
some crazy shit from fucking Istanbul or fucking I don't know, Vegas. Sorry, Vegas.
But yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Vegas. You guys are up all night. I don't know what to tell you. You guys are crazy. Um, no, so yeah, sickness going around, but I'm like cold or something, just drained today. Um, so anyway, so I was listening to this new, the Anthem of a Peaceful Army. That's it. And I
It's the
was
new album
listening
by
to
Greta Van Fleet.
that, and I don't know when it came out. Like, when did this come out? 2018, right? So yeah, it's new to me though. Obviously, you're fucking old. Go me for being up on the Greta because I love Greta. We love Greta. We hit Greta up when they first came out, but
Absolutely.
um, and was on Highway Tune like White on Rice and was just digging up everything that they were bringing out. I love their approach. That's why I got into the new album because I was like, have I not heard this new album? Have I? Did I just totally miss a new Greta album like in October for some odd reason? And apparently I did because I saw the new Always There, the new single that just came out, and that is fire. We listened to a bit of it before we went live, and that was the first track. And then the new day is the one that you heard off of Anthem of a Peaceful Army. The Anthem of a Peaceful Army is if you watch any of their YouTube stuff though, you've seen a lot of the tracks like when the curtain falls. They released that as kind of a single, but You're the One has been in various shows. If you're watching any of their YouTube shows, Love or Leave Her, Take Her Believer, that also was in one. Many of the shows, and Mountain of the Sun was on there. Was I've seen many times, and obviously when the curtain falls. So,
Right.
interesting tracks. The same stuff though. But what's with those tracks in mind? What was your thoughts on it?
Um, so I liked. I haven't. I don't think I've listened to the full album yet. Again, I knew the album came out a while back. I know I have had it come up in my rotation on my Amazon Prime playlist whenever I'm listening to it.
Various songs,
So
just
various songs,
various tracks
yeah.
from there. Sure, sure.
And I think even one time I had it just playing in the background. So I know I've heard at least
soft
probably
listen.
the first five. Yeah, very soft listen. That's a good
Right.
way to put it. I know I've heard at least the first 5 tracks, and everything I've heard off it's great. I've heard "When the Curtain Falls" a ton because that gets a lot of radio play.
Sure, sure. Great track.
It's a great track.
They don't
Absolutely.
fucking write anything that's bad. I mean, they're fire. They're fire. I mean, the fact that they got Danny Wagner as their drummer, those three brothers like luck the fuck out because he is John Bonham in fucking form. He's like reincarnate. It's
yeah.
fucking. It's insane. I love it. It's the same kit that John Bonham used. He's fucking him. Like he just plays. He's I don't know if he's as good as, but fuck, he's a great start. And they're fucking kids for fuck's sake. I mean, it. They got a long way to go, but not to shit on them. And I love them, but my problem is lyrical depth. Lyrical depth. It's like okay, so they haven't written a Battle Forevermore yet. Black Smoke Rising was a fantastic song, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to be the next Led Zeppelin, then whether you like it or not, that's the fucking formula. I mean, fucking Always There? No. Was it Always There? One of the tracks has a fucking ooh yeah in it. A goddamn ooh yeah, a Robert Plant ooh yeah,
like just gonna say,
one that you
that
don't
kind?
fucking throw in. It's a fucking Robert Plant ooh yeah, and you know it is. He knows it is. So if you're that, then you need to write me tracks that are, because I mean,
on par with
that,
right.
on length with that. I need a 10-minute track. We don't really have that. I mean, you don't.
That first track's 6 minutes. That's a nice start to an album.
Sure, there's
a little bit more.
Agreed.
Yeah, you need a nice little 8. I'd say I'd be happy with like an 8-minute, a good, like really heavy, jam-packed.
That is yes. That is also very, very lyrically heavy. Yeah, because that's the first song is the longest on there, other than their Lover Leaver extended track, which is a really long keyboard solo from Sam, I think. Sam is the bassist, if I'm not mistaken. The older brother, basically, because there's twins. They're twins, and
guitar and
guitar and vocals are twins, and then the bassist is the older brother. And he plays keys as well. A really fucking, to me, okay, so everybody says Zeppelin. I think Doors. I think a happy, hippier Doors. Like,
I can see that.
If Doors and John Lennon, they throw the keys in everywhere, dude. They do, and like, you don't hear keys. You would hear an orchestra on a Zeppelin track before you would hear keys.
From just them?
Yes.
Really?
In my opinion, yeah. I mean, yes, there are certain love songs. There are certain, yes, there are keys in Zeppelin. Don't discount that. But also, Zeppelin has 5 albums of greatness. So
right.
There's a lot to pick from.
It wasn't a staple for
or it wasn't a staple.
Music.
There we go. Perfect point, D. There we go. It wasn't a staple.
Whereas
Greta, I feel like it is. Exactly. I mean, he's on the keys. Like, he's a bassist and a keyboardist. You know what I mean? It's not like he's fucking... Jimmy Page, who can fucking play the guitar, every other goddamn instrument, and the violin. You know, he doesn't throw that on his business cards. Jimmy Page is the lead guitarist. You know what I mean?
Keys and bass are a very good interchangeable unit for a band to have.
Right. It's a fat-ass hook on a bass line or a fat-ass lead of main rhythm. Like, that's where your melody comes from a lot of the time, is via keys. So, I get it. It's great. I'm not saying it isn't, but it reminds me more of the Janis Joplin, Doors, psychedelic era than, say... I wouldn't call Zeppelin arena rock, or... I don't know what you'd call it. Zeppelin is Zeppelin. Like, they're hard to, like, put in a... Zeppelin's just the shit. So, and if you're going to be... And they're good. They're good enough... I don't know if they're good enough to be Zeppelin, but you could certainly give it a fucking college try. And I want something that's like... I want a 10-minute meat. I want a Battle Forevermore. I do. You haven't written Stairway either, in my opinion. Nor Gallows Pole. I mean... nor a really
Man.
solid. I mean, Gallows is a fucking ballad from way back. I mean, Gallows is like a folk song in a 3-part arc that tells a story of this guy's life hanging from the gallows pole. It's funny. It's not funny, but it's good. It's really good. And
Right.
there's nothing. I mean, Black Smoke Rising is the closest thing you can get to that, in my opinion. The rest are hippie tracks, and there's nothing wrong with hippie tracks. I love hippie tracks, but I want more substance. And they're good enough to give it. That's the thing. They're fucking amazingly talented musicians. And he can lyrically write. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's
And there's no question that they can't play the music because those guys
musically
write
they're fucking amazing. Right.
and so talented, so talented.
For day like God, I wish I was that good at guitar, brother. I mean, Jesus, like half as good. Like it's God, he's so good. The dude can play like anything behind his back. Like they must have only did that for the first like 8 years of their life. Like,
Yeah.
their parents cultivated this in them the perfect way. Like as a parent, and as you're a parent, you know you're trying to cultivate certain things in your children, and
Right.
they did this the right way because they're not jaded at all. They're really fucking super talented. They let him pretty much, I mean, you know, roll. You know, do it, go, be ambitious. You know what I mean? And that's what you really want for your kid. You want your kid to be best he can be. As no matter what I have to sacrifice in my life, I made the kid, so it's my job to make this kid's life the best it can be. In my opinion, that's always my opinion.
And you've heard on the internet and social media, there's been so many people, and just through word of mouth even, that, you know, people shit on them because they sound so much like Zeppelin. And it's like, look, man, these guys are kids. They may have a very similar sound to them, but they're just getting started. Like,
give me more.
If that's the way they break out, then let them break out that way. We need a new Zeppelin.
Fuck yes, we do. Fuck yes, it's been time.
Yeah. So they picked a great thing to aspire to and fucking and be inspired by. Like,
for sure. Let's not shit on that. Like, why do we always got to shit on things? Like, it doesn't. This whole negativity. Why can't we build people up rather than shit on them for being? Oh man, you sound too much like Zeppelin. You mean like one of the greatest bands of all fucking time? Thanks for the compliment.
You mean awesome.
So yes, you mean we're kick-ass? I think so too. Like, what? Fuck that. I mean, why are we gonna shit on? It just doesn't make any sense. But
yeah,
I want it. I want a good one. I want a good one.
Yeah, I'm with you. They haven't produced that yet, but I definitely don't have any doubts that won't be a thing that happens. Like,
100%.
That's on the way.
I was thinking that today, actually. Big transition, lovely transition. So I was thinking about that because I was listening to a new album in the car, like for the second or third time. I have a lot of time in the car. Taking kids back and forth to school, I get a lot of time in the car. So they need a Led Zeppelin 4. They need Led Zeppelin 4. Like, if you can give me Led Zeppelin 4, and it took them 4 albums, so okay, like, I'll give it to you, fair enough. I mean, they need some crazy fucking ancient gothic, like, monk's place to fucking record in or whatever. It's some old farmhouse out in fucking London that they recorded that thing in. A crazy story about Bonham in the hall. So they recorded his drums in the stairwell of this 3-story building.
Wow, okay.
With like 3 different mics or some shit. That's how they got the noise. That's how they got the echo. Like, they got that sound from the old ass, the drum kit, just his reg drum kit in the hallway. And it was like don't think of like a, because I saw a picture of it. Don't think of like a fucking, like, business hallway or like a stairwell of a business, or, you know what I mean, like a multi-level building. Think of it like an entry building. Go 16th, 17th century building that's like giant, big, 18th century, sure. That's a big open landing that has, like, you know, 2 stairwells going forward, but it's probably 20 feet wide by 20 feet wide. It's a big entryway. So he's in there with this giant echo, this giant space, filling it up with the drum kicks on fucking like rock and roll and fucking Stairway. And I want to say another one was written in there, or recorded in there. And they had 3 different mics at one up on the second floor, and then 2 like, you know, various locations for the cymbals or something like that. I think it was either 3 or 4. It's a really interesting story. I forget what magazine I fucking read that in, or saw a video on. Was it Rolling Stone or some shit? Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. Because there's many stories about how he got that sound, but they did an anniversary in it, and I believe it was Robert Plant was in there talking about it, and he heard the story. He knows the story from the fucking recording engineer, and the recording engineer said it was this. Because they were in the old house. And Page was there too. Maybe it's a documentary on Netflix. I think it's actually a documentary that was on Netflix, like Jimmy Page and Plant documentary on
that'd be a good one.
Netflix. It was really good, really good. But yeah, so they haven't done that. Anything else music wise? What else you got?
Oh man, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
For sure, we could talk about music for the rest of our lives.
I mean, we can go more. I don't know what. Okay, so I think what I was thinking about earlier is there's a lot of bands that we have listened to in the past that maybe we don't listen to so much anymore, but we're definitely like a huge influential part of a certain part of your life. Like
Right.
for a perfect example, like one I think of for you is like how big and how influential and important Slipknot was for like this good 12-year chunk of your life.
Okay.
Right.
I mean,
You
yeah,
were, like,
I
there
love
was- there was-
Slipknot. Their Slipknot was probably my favorite band for a long time.
Yeah.
During about, let's see, through the self-titled album. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Hold on.
I didn't mean to catch you off guard. there
No,
with
you're
that one,
good.
but-
You're good. You're good. You're good.
But that was, and then like, you know, one for me was like I was thinking of like Disturbed, and then we can take either one of those and go.
See, I can think of a time when I listened to Disturbed a ton though. Like when the Cygnus came out, we were working at Mobile. We were listening to that when
Ooh.
Disturbed was. That was all.
Yeah.
I have a genre. I think more so than maybe a specific band. Like Slipknot
Right,
was
definitely a genre.
probably my favorite band, but Slipknot, Iowa. I didn't like Iowa as much as I liked the original Slipknot, but Volume 3 was a fantastic album. Like, it was a really, really, really good album. And I've fallen off on them, but they've fallen off a little bit too because they've gotten more
Sure.
mainstream, and it's very tough to keep up that pace of angst. And when you get successful and are content and happy, it's really hard to write fucking music about that kind of shit. It really is. It's just hard. That's why he focused so much on Stone Sour. It's easy to write songs like that. Because I can always I can be half angry. But to be in Slipknot, you gotta be really fucking angry.
Right, and there was a time when we were in our teenage years where that was very much.
Oh,
popular.
sure. But they were also wrote better than they do now. In a sense. You know what I mean? It's more raw, it's less in there. But I agree that mental state certainly plays a factor in that. But that's why Disturbed was really hype. That's why, let's say, I can go into more here. Hold on. Disturbed was really tight. We had Head PE was really tight.
Yeah,
We listened to them
huge.
a bunch.
Mudvayne.
And Mudvayne got really interesting. I think they got better as they aged, though. And even into Hell Yeah, which is essentially Mudvayne.
Pretty much, yeah. Everybody except one person, I think.
I mean, Mudvayne isn't working together anymore, and there are different people in that, but there are also similar people in Hell Yeah. Hell Yeah is kind of a collaboration of like Mudvayne and Pantera.
That's right.
Sans Dimebag and I'm gonna fucking hate myself for not remembering the lead singer of that fucking
Yeah.
band.
Joey Cantrell.
No, Joey Cantrell
Oh.
was in Alice in Chains. Lane Staley is the lead singer of that one who died. Heroin overdose again.
No, I know Dimebag was.
Anyway, there's just a
Hardware.
lot of Disturbed. There's a lot of bands in that time period that that were certainly good for the teen angst of fucking being a teenager when it sucked being a nerd. I get that. I get you on that. I get you on that.
We don't necessarily have to go into that
I
particular
think right. No, not that time period, but I understand the sentiment of music. That's what's great about fucking music, and this is a great closer here. That's what's go.
I was just gonna say we go from that, those transitional bands and types of music throughout different parts of your life, and then we go to stuff that we were listening to back then that we still listen to on a regular basis, like today.
most definitely there are stay bands for sure, but music. That's what the music is. It's a great equalizer. There's always a brand of music for the time period that you're in your life. Always.
Hmm.
And that's what makes it great. As music's always going to be there, like 311. I mean,
Oh, we could have a whole episode just about three.
or yeah, but 311, the song music, you're always there for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True.
Uh,
True.
Even when I gave up on myself, you were always there for me.
A constant companion.
Music, that and my D, always
That's
my
right.
constant companion. Well, all right, folks, I think that's going to be it for this one. Music is a topic we're going to hit all the time. We love it. We talk about it all the time, so we're going to talk about it on here all the time. Our episodes every Sunday. If you dig us, hit like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got some other things in the works. Facebook and Twitter are on the YouTube page down there. So if you need any of that, please do. Please do it. Please hit the buttons and like and
Please do.
subscribe. Please do. It'd be great. It'd be great.
And if you like this episode, stay tuned because who knows what the next one's going to be about.
For Sheezy, we talk about all kinds of bullshit. Episode 2 in the books. Peace out, bitches.